Hey, my name is Hunter and I'm a houseplant hobbyist and I focus on mostly tropicals. I've been collecting for about 3 years now and I just want to share some of my knowledge with you. Let's get started. So today I'm just going to talk a little bit about low light houseplants. I'm seeing this question asked a lot on the internet, and so I'm just going to go over my knowledge of low light houseplants. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you a little bonus tip on 3 less talked about low light houseplants. Keep in mind that most low light houseplants are going to be a little bit slower growing. Light is what plants use to grow and to photosynthesize, and when they're getting less, they're growing less. Plants that are typically low light in the wild are usually growing on the understory, therefore they are going to be smaller. So if you get plants that are just naturally low light plants, keep in mind they're probably going to stay on the smaller side of things. They're not going to be huge like monsteras can get. Another thing, and this is kind of a general statement, so if you're unsure, I would definitely Google it or research a little bit on the particular plant, but typically plants with darker foliage need less light. That's because they have more chlorophyll in them, and that way they can actually collect more light than something that's a lighter foliage, or especially like variegated plants that have a lot of white. Those require more light because there's less chlorophyll in them. So it's probably not a good idea to get a variegated plant and then put it in a low light area. It's either going to revert or possibly die or both. Low light plants in most cases are going to need less frequent waterings. Of course, again, research this if you are unsure on a particular plant, but since they're using less energy, they're most likely consuming less water. One way to tell whether they're low light or just whatever the plant is, I recommend one of these. They're very easy to use. It's a little moisture meter. You just put the probe into the soil and it's going to tell you how wet or dry the soil is. Clearly this one needs watered, and I will do that here in a minute. But this, especially if you're a beginner, will definitely help prevent killing plants. I will leave the link for it down in the description. All right, so if you stay till the end of the video, you're going to see 3 low light houseplants that most people aren't talking about currently. You always hear about snake plants and just kind of basic plants, and no offense against those, but I'm switching it up for you. So my first recommendation is going to be this cast iron plant. I can't say that this is the best looking one because I'm still trying to figure it out, though it is better looking than it was, so I think I'm getting there. But this is great for low light. It's kind of got a similar style to the snake plant, but it's thinner leaved and it's got a little more like a droop to it. So yeah, cast iron plant. Another great option for low light plants that people aren't really talking about are the jewel orchids. I think there's only a few varieties of these. I don't actually have one, but I will put a picture up on the screen so you can see it. These have really dark foliage, and then the veins are almost like a neon color. So they're pretty interesting looking plants, and I believe they bloom too. And my third recommendation is going to be the Geoganthus siladius. I don't know if I said that right, but we're gonna go with it. These tropical plants have almost like a deep purple leaf, and I can't say that I like the looks of them personally, but they're an interesting plant. And they're not super hard to find nowadays. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get them at Home Depot and stuff like that here and there. But again, I don't have an example of one. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. If you found any of that information useful, please let me know in the comments. Put a little thumbs up emoji or something, or just tell me what you found interesting, and share with a planty friend. Also, if you're into horror stories, I have started a series called Houseplants and Hauntings. In this series, I talk about a house plant and some fun facts about it, and then I go into some horror stories that either were sent to me or I got off of Reddit. The first episode is up, so I will leave that in the end screen so you can go watch it if you're interested. Thank you. Bye-bye.